Parubocha river. So actually they called it the canal, not very pleasant name, Kanava. It was called like that because as this part of the city is downstairs, would say, it would always be flooded. And there wasn't Kyiv sea at that time, so floods were very, very, very often thing here. And did you know that only 100 years ago, this Podil area wasn't like the center of the city? So now Podil is the part of the center of the city, right? But 100 years ago, no, it was like one of the suburbs. And try to guess, where do I know it from? Not from some historical books, actually from the book, but it is a novel by one of the, now he is already famous writer, the Ukrainian writer, and he wrote about him living in Podil and living somewhere in suburbs, in some suburban area in Podil. Yeah, Valerian Podmogilny, and his novel that is called The City, actually Misto. And there was such a moment there, and I was so surprised. So Podil wasn't the center of the city only 100 years ago. So Kyiv was such smaller than it is now, not as large as it is now. So since the medieval ages, this area was the area of merchants, craft workers, and so on, and thinkers. And it was also interesting that in the 18th century, one of the Russian emperors, Katerina, if I'm not mistaken, decided to push people who lived on Podil to squeeze them into the Russian Empire mindset and all the sorts of things. And they were such rebellion. There was such a rebellion here. They were avoiding that things very much. So, and that was a very interesting thing there. They were delaying making their products and delivering their products. They were pretending to be ill and so on, just not to be squeezed into all of that, of the Russian Empire, imperialist things. So, are there any pictures?
Yeah.